Good afternoon. This is FIDE Senior Trainer and International Master Sekhar Sahu welcomes you on behalf of Sports Authority of Gujarat and Gujarat State Chess Association to this intermediate training session. Hello Swankar. Good afternoon. So let's continue with the topic initiative. But first, few diagrams. I am giving you comparatively easy diagrams. Control F is black to black to play. Let's go over quickly some diagrams. Yes, right answer. Right. Rook f3, bf3, queen f3, discover check and drag the white king into the center and mate. Correct? Rook into, queen into, knight d4 check, not allowing to king e2, bishop check and mate. No need of queen, checkmate. Well done, the next move. Let's go quickly. The position is white to play. Rath, queen g8. The right answer. Your rook takes, it's a mate, and king takes also, it's a mate. When king takes also mate. Queen g8, right answer. Check, check, and the back rank mate. The next. Now white to play. Now white has castle. So white to play white off because there is nothing better. White castle. How do you evaluate the position? Yes. Bismoy, the right answer. Now white just castled. How should black play? Please try and find out. Now white has just castled. What should black do? What should black do? That capture the knight. So shall I capture the knight? Because black has answer. If pin then bishop e6. So Rock says capture the knight. Sumankar, do you agree? Capture the knight? There seems to be no problem. E into f3, you pin, then bishop e6. Is that okay? Is that okay? Do you agree, Swankar and Bismoy? Capture the knight, loses the game. If e into f3, white wins. This is a mistake. ef3 is a mistake. No, it is a mistake. Why it is a mistake? Not the pin, but he will give a check. Now a check. Now check. Now bishop check. King cannot move. If king moves, mate. So knight into, but then mate. That is why ef3 was bad. So we should not take it for granted because thinking rook e1 is the only move. But then knight check comes and force check and this finish. Okay, typical mistakes. Now this position is black to play. Flip the board, black to play and win. Black to play and win the game. Black wins because of a particular theme. Rath, ng3, nf1 and queen s2. So, do you agree, Suvankar? Is a combination is knight check, queen check, smothered mate. The right move was not to capture. Suvankar, any other move but not pawn into knight in that diagram. Not ef3 in that diagram. And Rath, it is wrong. Your answer is wrong. If knight check, queen h2 not working because knight f3 into h2. Knight check, knight double check. Now this is a mistake. Mistake. Because he will play knight into. There is no smothered mate. The queen is watching. So it's a mistake to play knight to queen check. Yes, Subankar, right answer. Interference first. Interference with the. Now you take it. Now queen check. Now no matter you capture the mate. Whichever way you capture knight, mate. So we need to do not take it for granted. There is always choice. You must see that do not underestimate the resources and defense of opponent. The position is white to play. Let's go over quickly. Not the best answer, Rath. Not the best answer. The move order has to be correct. If you play b5, he has a check on d1. Bishop on d5 is incorrect. The check on d1. First queen a8. Right answer. Decoy. You cannot come. Queen into pawn check is there. So only move here. But then check, check, and knight check and wins. You must take care. You cannot play. You first move b5 is wrong because queen d1 check will come. Now this position is white to play. Yes, the answer is right. Knight d5. If knight on knight is made and pawn into knight, queen into f6. After pawn into knight, queen f6 wins. Idea rook check, bishop checkmate. So he will not capture. He will go back. He won't capture your knight. See, nd5 is correct move. nd5 is correct move. You should not play queen f6 because he will take it and he will able to run away. He will able to run away. So the correct move is knight into only move knight. What to do now? What would you do? What will you do? Where will you go? Correct answer, Suvankar. Anyway, knight check. Anyway, knight check. Pawn into rook check is coming. So you have to play rook check and queen check and mate. Well done. So anyway, knight check. The position is it is black to play. How should black continue here? Yes, Ramaki Vastu, right answer. Suvankar, right answer. So execute and show me. Make the execution. Rath. Yeah. Rook check, rook check, knight check, queen check, stalemate. Well done. The position is white to play. How do you evaluate the position? It is a difficult position. If you have seen Nimzovic's game, you can do it. White to play. How should white continue? How should white continue here? How Nimzovich played this game? Do you think white can win the game? Do you think white can win? I give you time. I give you good 3 minutes time for the diagram. It is not that easy. I give you time to think, white to play and win. How does white win? It's a difficult problem. You can find out. Follow Ramakrishna, BF3. Ramakrishna says BF3. Suvankar says DC6. Now, Suvankar, if you play DC6, bishop into C6, what are you going to do? Ramakrishna, after bishop F3, black will play knight into D4. Rath says on A6, bishop A6. Rath, where is the checkmate? How your bishop reaching A6? You have to give the full variation correctly. Ramakrishna says BF3. No, not convincing. BF3, knight D4, queen D4. It is not convincing. Suvankar DC6, bishop into C6. Ramakrishna BF3 is not correct. I give you one more minute. I give you one more minute, then I'll show the solution. No, no, no. I will tell you the correct answer is d6 wins. Now bishop into c6, knight into wins. Now rook into queen, rook f1 into, now pawn into. Now there is a back rank. Bishop check and rook check is a mate. Bishop check, rook check mate. So he has to go here. But now rook, rook also bishop check. Bishop check, bishop check, rook here, and there is no answer to the checkmate. This is what the game. I think even bishop check should win. I think bishop checks also. Now RB1 is a forcing mate. I guess bishop check is also winning. Bishop check, rook check is also, but one more move. You gave rook check, you gave rook check. This will again lot of time. Check. And now I think you check and winning check. Okay, winning the game, but mate. The correct move is takes rook, only move rook. No answer to the mate. All right. The position is white to play and win. No, I am not convinced of chess 960. There are lot of variant, like four-player playing chess. There is a funny board. Then Maya chess, four-player playing chess. Then losing chess. Then these are all not. There are many variant of chess, but only the regular chess. Nothing can be compared. How does white win here? Rook h4. He will play queen to a3. Subankar on rook h4, queen a3. Yes, yes, it was invented by Fisher, but it has not many followers. The regular chess is the only one people like. Not many followers, just 960. For example, there are lot of beautiful problems, compositions on regular chess. You cannot enjoy chess 960. It is just fun, but not as interesting as regular chess. No, Queen e7 is bad. Rook h4, Queen e7 is just losing the endgame. You can't play Queen e7, exchange and take the rook bishop. Rook h4, Queen e7 is just losing for black. Queen into exchange and rook into a4 is winning. So what if Queen a3, Rook h4, Queen a3, what next? Yes, just 9 6 is interesting, but there is no castle, no rule, random you keep and play, but it is not as much fun. Fisher was the one who knew maximum chess theory at his time. All right, Subankar, no, you have to give the variation. Okay, you have to give the variation. No, 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 not correct answer, not correct answer. Rook into c3, queen c3 is bad. Black queen is watching f8. Rook h4, queen a3, queen c3 is losing for white. Rook into queen, no rook f8 check. Yeah, but it is not as interesting. Okay, now I will tell you. Now rook h4 is a correct move. Queen. Now queen into correct move. Now you have to queen. If you give a check, it is lost. So you have to queen. Then the king has no side. And now rook check. Now check check. Or whatever you do, it is a mate. Yes. This position is white to play and win. Not an easy one. I give you 3 minutes time to calculate. Not an easy one. Take your time, calculate. Ramakrishna says knight g6. Ramakrishna's move knight g6. No, no, no. It is interesting but not good. Black can take and defend with other knight. He can play knight on knight and he can defend with other knight to e7. It's a tricky one. You can find out the four sequence of moves. Four sequence of moves. NG6 is incorrect. Vallav, Queen E2 is not correct. Not correct. Too slow. There it is too slow. There's a four sequence of moves. I will tell you how many moves it is finished. One, two, three, four, five. No, no. Allah saw a player should give only one answer. He should not give two answer. N5 he will take it. Knight G5 he will take pawn into G5. Rook S3. Correct answer Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna correct answer. Knight check. Pawn into. Now rook here. Now he will play pawn. But then you have knight check. Because now pawn into will lose queen check. Now queen check is coming. And this is a mate. So the whole point is it is rook s3. So many players will reject it in view of pawn g4. But knight g6 check. Knight f3, sorry. I played wrong. Knight f3 check. Even knight g6 also. No, knight g6 is incorrect. Knight g6. He will not take pawn into. Knight g6 is incorrect. He will not take pawn. He will take king into. That is why knight f3 check. Now only move. But then ng5 check. Only move. And now I think queen. Finish. So there is it is important. Rook s3. Forced. Check. Forced. No answer. All right. All right. Next. The position it is white to play. Sorry, black to play. I'm sorry. I will flip the board. I will flip the board. Black to play and win. Why ng6 is incorrect? Because knight g5 is not coming. Last diagram, ng6 is incorrect. For example, here you give knight check. Now pawn push. Ng6 is incorrect because king into. Because here maybe he can take king into, and you want to play queen here. Okay. Now maybe he will play. Yeah, this is also possible. This is also possible. I think there is no defense he can bring because rook h8, queen h8. Anyway, it is a mating. Yeah, that is also possible. Okay. So bishop check. The deadly bishop check wins. You have to take it, otherwise you lose. Rook into check. Queen check. If you play king g4, knight is joining with check. And if you play pawn check and knight check, this is a knight checkmate, and this is also knight checkmate. So the whole point is the pieces are coordinating. Check, 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 checkmate. The position is white to play and win. You should be very quick in such positions. These positions, you must be very fast. Not queen h4, direct. Don't give time. When you play queen h4, he will play f5 and plus gf5. This is not correct. f5 and plus he will play gf5. So you don't give time. You play bishop check. And now bishop f6 finish. Because rook g8 loses to queen h5 mate. Rook g8 loses. Queen checkmate. And now pawn into, it is a mating 4. Now check. Now check. Rook. Line of mate. Inevitable mate. bh7, queen check, check, bf6, force mate. Okay, next. We have only 2, 3 more. But let us be quick. White to play and win. Siddharth Bhatt, b6, bf6. Okay. Directly bf6 wins, he says. Direct b, I tell you, no. When you're going to get gold, why go for Tamba? Huh? Now, direct bf6, things will be complicated. Direct bf6, bishop f6 is not correct. Now, pawn push. And when you come here, you will play this. You will play this. Now, where is the win? Where is the win? So, you give time. Don't give time to opponent. Don't give time to opponent. When I am showing a forced, no choice. You can't play king h8. You can't play king h8. Then queen to h5 wins. So only move. So I'm showing a force mate. Huh? When you're going to get gold, why go for tamba? All right. The next one, white to play win. Jitarth Bhatt, queen g6. Not correct. Ramakrishna, correct. The forcing move. This is not a check. So you will have time for defense. You will have time for defense. But the check. There is a check only. You can't play knight check, the queen checkmate. So the only move you have to accept. Accept. Bishop check, pawn into checkmate. Not bishop into. Not this bad move. He will return the queen. There is no win. White will be only marginally better. Okay, so correct move, pawn into knight checkmate. Sakmat. Okay, now I would like to show about initiative and various themes about pinning. Now look here. The game continues a normal course. This is a very regular line and white takes hanging pawns. Hanging pawn is not bad. White should look at an opportunity to open the position with the d5 if black is not doing anything. So, not the best way. Okay, theory was not so developed. Anyway, this is plus position. f4. White is better. So, why waste time to go there? Okay, anyway, pawn into. Well, knight into knight is bad, but knight f8 is terribly passive. Then he will bring rook d1, bishop b1, and then right time he will advance d5 and win the game. Standard course. So he took it. Bad move. Now d5. Okay. This is also okay. Not a great move. A player can easily find such combination. Now the point is pawn into knight is not working. If pawn into knight, queen h5 wins. Now pawn into Bishop check and queen h5 wins. Check, queen into check, queen check. It will lead to mate. It will lead to mate. Okay, so he cannot take the knight. So the answer was correct. He played knight f5. Well done. How knight into white is better? But this is not the theme I wanted to show you. That got an advantage. Knight into a sixth threat. Okay. The position is already overwhelming. However, the finish is pretty. You cannot take queen into or rook into, that is losing. Now rook into d6, b5 wins. Not queen into d6 also, queen d7. So white has got fantastic position. In. Now I want you to find out a four sequence of wins. If you look at the material balance is equal. Four pawns is not equal basically. He has got rook for bishop. It is exchange up, but not easy. Not easy. So forced. Look at the way he converts the win attack. But there is a defense. Now the winning process is very easy. Queen check, rook. He gets the rook. Rook. This is the winning move. Oh, then you will say what? Again bishop back. But now check. Now win. A player may say it is a mistake because rook check and queen exchange. But after rook check, king and queen into pawn into, he is losing a piece. Now bishop is attacked. Any bishop move, pawn to d7 and rook c8. One piece gone. And what I meant to say, not always you try to force better by winning material or mating attack. Converting the game to a winning endgame is also a big initiative. The, the variation, everything white visualized is rook into f6. Everything he visualized. Now it is not easy. Now that white square she is holding, it is not that easy. Some counterplay is there. G2 is a target. Of course, not only this, there is other ways to play for a win also. But white precisely saw rook takes, check, sorry. Now rook attacks, force, check, and now rook wins. Alright, next game. Okay, this position is about pinning, theme of pin. It is white to play. How should white play? White pieces are very active. Rook on g4, cutting off the king. White has very active pieces. The extra piece of black is useless. But white is winning. How? Okay. Hope you have found the plan. White to play and win. The theme is pinning. It's a hard one, basically. It's not easy. It is not a very normal hard one. Somebody found it? Okay, I give a hint. Shall I give you a hint? Okay, the hint is the rook on f6 and king on h8. So we should force a pin. We should force a pin on the diagonal. The theme is pinning. How can you force the pin rook and black king in the same diagonal? This is the rook. Rook and king, black king. So the white queen should come to the diagonal. Then you are winning. So I gave you a broad hint. Is this hint enough or I'll give more broad hint? How can you force the white queen to the long black diagonal? You want more hint? More hint. Not rook e3, not rook e3. For example, you have to force the queen. Now bishop c8. The threat is mate. The threat is checkmate. And unfortunately, he cannot take it. Because queen into rook and rook. Queen into rook check and rook checkmate. So this move will force the queen. There is no defense. It's a pity the black must go only move. No other defense. Just check any defense to queen f8. The queen f8. The knight is not moving. Rook checkmate. The only move queen. That is what we want. The queen now c3. We manage the queen now to the big long diagonal. Over. Zugzwang. No matter what you will do, because now the threat is rook check. Now, now that the queen into rook is there, the immediate threat is rook check. So move is forced. You have to stop the rook check because queen into rook, then mate. You have to only move to stop the rook check. Only move. Knight d7 does not work. Bishop d7. Rook c8 does not work. Rook e8. If you play rook into c8, not working. Rook c8 is bad. Rook check. So only move bishop b5. But then rook g5. Idea rook g8 check and mate or queen into rook. There are two threats: queen into rook and rook checkmate, or rook check and queen f6 mate. So force now rook into and you win the game. You win the game. Or you play knight d7, or you play nd7, bishop into win that. Lost. rg8 and queen f6 play. Yeah, it is a bit tough, you know. I told you the pin. I told you theme is pinning. Bishop c8 forces, but then pin, long diagonal, forced. Now rook forced into winning material and begin. It was tough. I agree. The next one, it is white is Grandmaster Hübner, black Timman. Grandmasters give sometimes material for definite compensation. So black gives a pawn here in the middle game. Okay, this is a regular line, theoretical line. There is nothing. So take, take. Now, oh, he wins a pawn. This is deliberate. It is not a blunder. Black gave the offer the pawn. Good compensation for the material. Black has very good compensation for the material. The next plan, you want to play ng5 and give a check there, exchange the white square g2 bishop. So black has definite compensation. So what white does? Plays queen, stopping ng5. So rook. Now the threat is he wants to play knight g5 and then compensation he will claim. Bishop into bishop will be bad. Bishop into bishop, queen into. So he stops ng5. But now rook supporting. Now he plays knight g5. Now you cannot take. Now bishop into knight is not working. Now he is threatening the rook. The point is rook is attacked, and apart from the thing, white is threatening bishop d5. No matter how you capture queen d5, b d5. If rook d5, queen d5. So what black is going to do? White comes with a threat. White threat is b d5. And white is also threatening the rook. White also threatening the rook. Knight and rook is threatened. Bishop on d5 is threatened. What are you going to do now? Black. Your partner is Jan Timan. Your partner is Grandmaster Jan Timan. How would you play? Compensation for the pawn because the white king's side is weak. White castle position is insufficiently protected. Not knight f3, not knight f3. The correct answer here you place bishop into bishop. Now knight into rook, but then the threat of mate. There is a threat of knight checkmate. So he plays pawn. Idea. Now knight check, king h2 is there. But then knight f3 check and wins. Force. Now this is force. And a discover check wins a queen. This is not correct. You run away. The discover check. And f3 means queen into. The queen is lost. Winning the game. Winning the game. These are the bottom. No. This is the force answer. Now you have to play bishop into. Now queen. The threat is checkmate. Only check and pick up the queen. One more game. Next game. The position is white is pano and black is ruin fine. White is pano and black is ruin fine. White to play. I showed you this already. I showed you this. Okay? Showed you this. Again it is coming. So I showed you this and then I showed you this Timman. Then I go to Kluger versus Jigali. Yeah. Zilagi. There is a lot of modern theory here. There is a lot of I don't want to go to the modern theory. I go to the only middle game theme. So white has played, not so strong. Black is better. You have to get the way queen out, stopping, and we. The idea is to now queen will come out. Okay, so he comes. Okay, how to play now? Black to play. I will flip the board. Black to play. White has played the opening very weakly. Doesn't matter. That position I am only talking. So I am not discussing opening theory here. How black should play? Sorry, at the moment black has the move and black should be winning. Our theme is spinning. Siddhartha says rook f3. No, 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 not correct. Not correct. Rook f3 is wrong. It's a wrong move. White will win the game. Rook f3 is bad. Shubhankar, rook has 3. No, wrong, wrong. The point is, you have to enter first. Now you are giving a lot of threats. Now you are giving a lot of threats. So you will play bishop. There is no other defense. The sacrifice is coming now. Rook into s3 is a threat now. Rook into s3 is a threat. Rook into f3, queen into queen. But then rook and mate. If you play directly rook f3, it is not correct. Directly rook f3, bf3 will come. On bishop into f3, you can defend. There is no mate. And rook s3 directly also nothing. Pawn into, and he can defend. He can defend the mate. Idea rook f1 will come. So not correct. So he will be able to defend the mate. Or even pawn into. So the correct move is queen enter. First, execution is perfect. Perfect. There is nothing. Rook s3 is a threat now. The only move. Now queen exchange, but rook check and postmate. Yeah, Mohit Sharma queen f2. Right answer. Next, this is French defense. I told you this is a bad variation. Okay. So black wants to play knight e7, complete development. It appears black has covered up everything. Want to take and knight for. Okay, white is better. Okay. Now there is the way white has mishandled the advantage and it is now equal only. There is no more win. There is no more win. A bad move in fact. This is not a good move. No attack. There is no danger. Check. Now we should play king to e1 and it should be equal. White should not take chance. Unnecessary chance. After king e1, there is nothing. The position should be draw because there is no winning plan for white, and no black cannot do anything. Now, after king e1, the position should be equal. If you come, there is nothing. No progress. The black rook is tied down there, no more than a draw. But here he played the bad move king c1. Okay, still he is not losing. So queen enters. Now check. He comes there. This, this is a bad move. This is a bad move. Rook. The idea of the move is now after rook here, he will win the queen. The queen is unprotected. Now the queen is unprotected. And the queen is watching. You know, this is watching. That means if I can force, the check will win the queen. Suppose rook into rook, queen to check. If rook into rook, queen check and win. Queen b5 is a bad move. Now rook into rook loses the queen. After rook into rook, you will lose the queen. So the correct move is to play king g2. I mean king b2. The point is now pawn check is met with rook check. Pawn check is not coming now. Pawn check is not coming. But after rook into rook, king into queen into pawn. Now queen f4. The position is winning for black. For example, now the position you can give check, 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 check. Now, for example, you can continue this. You can. I overwrote it. I overwrote it. So check, check, and pick up the queen. So this is wrong. Players should be careful about such things. If there was a perpetual, for example, here, simply queen h1 check and this is coming draw. There is no more than draw. Black is little better here. Should we draw? One careless move. Players must not lose sense of danger. Unexpected here, queen b5, a terrible move. This is terrible move. Thinking now I will give rook check and enter. This is bad idea. Suddenly he gives rook here and game is lost. Okay, this is another great game by Paul Keres. In my opinion, the exchange variation is harmless. This is theory was not developed, so black is wasting a lot of time unnecessarily. The idea, if white castles long, black is preparing the attack in advance. A signal that if you castle long, he'll start a pawn storm. As in the Spassky Black Hulak, Grandmaster Hulak versus Spassky. Long castle is bad. After long castle, a4, b5, b4, white, black will have attack. So white is better. Necessary. If you delay, pawn h3 will come. Once pawn h3, no more knight h5 work. Then pawn f4, it is crushing. It will be one-sided affair. After h3, it is one-sided. White will overwhelming. So you must do it now. White stands better. Now queen d4, knight f7 is. But even then, this would lead to little better for white, not much. Because after this takes and check, so it should be not much, very little advantage. Okay, material equal, but white is better. But at least you should have taken this. If black knew what was coming, he should have taken this queen into d4. Now rook, a passive move. Another bad. This I cannot understand why a player has to weaken the pawn cover of the king. Why should he weaken? Here simply knight h7 is equal. After the move, white has no advantage. He has to play now exchange. All exchanges. Left with no more attack. Should be complete equality after knight h7. But this is self goal. Unnecessary weakening. Now the position is very bad. The position is terrible now. So a player should not weaken his castle position. Suppose you are having a weak pawn on the other side, there is a long battle going on, even if you lose the pawn. But here the king is compromised. Now, for example, that's six attack. So it depends. What to do now? What will you do? Player should not lose the sense of danger. He should not lose the sense of danger. And that too, a great player like Paul Keres. He was actually could have been world champion, but unfortunate. Come on, quick. The simple combination. Queen into h6. If you take it, knight into pawn, I will get the piece back. I am not losing a piece. After knight check, the king here, knight into bishop is doubly attacked, and and I win. The position is it is like a 2 pawn down, 2 pawn down with a better position for white. So he cannot. So king g8. Now please find the win. Something I'm giving only 1 minute. I'm giving 1 minute. Find the win. It's really crazy. Find the win. Oh, I cannot believe. Now, guys, all guys, you see, he cannot take it. Knight f7 check. Here, what is the difference? I give queen check. Yeah, Subankar. Now check, and now force check, and the same combination. Same combination. Winning. Two pawn. All right, I go to the next one. So here, this is Kuprichik, Victor Kuprichik, famous for his style. Okay, Semislav is solid. White is better. Bishop check was unnecessary. That bishop check was unnecessary. So now, because of that, White has got a superior game. The idea after pawn into pawn, Black will recover the pawn with a double attack. Now, this is how now the bishop is free. After pawn into pawn, Queen a5 with a double attack. A2 and e5. So bishop d3 made threat, and now so he recovers the pawn. He recovers the pawn, but White has a decisive advantage. You cannot move the knight easily. Okay, there is if you move the knight, knight b3 will come, then start h4 h5. So only good move. Okay, now White plays very coolly. Rook double, entire rook e7. Now the initiative of White is really great. He wants to play rook check, and rook f7 wins rook into rook. So you have to stop rook check. Now penetration on the eighth rank, making life difficult for Black. Black cannot develop easily. So how should Black play now? I am giving you Black. Please think. How should Black play now? Black to play. Shall I make the board bigger? Control Alt F will make the board bigger. Okay. How should Black play now? No, no, no. The reason I asked you the question is you have to notice the threat. The threat is actually bishop takes pawn. Bishop takes pawn is a threat. And pawn into mate. The threat is bishop takes pawn. And the correct move here, you have to stop the threat and only move is bishop pawn. This is the only move. Though the position is bad, black will survive. It is already further bad. But black will survive. But instead of this, he played here b5. Idea counter attack. Unexpected. Pawn into is a mate in one, so you have to play king into, but that allows rook into. Whereas master of attack, only move. You can't take the rook. Queen g4 check, the only move, but then rook into. This is winning material. This is material is gone. You play knight into is queen into, so you come here. This is only one move. No double check. No double check. Finish. Over. So the whole point is you have to notice the threats and played very weakly. All right. The next one. The next one. 11, 12 to next one. No. So I should escape from here. Next one. This is control F. So okay. So everything is okay going on. This is old theory. So don't count the opening theory. I'm talking of the middle game position. Now here he plays knight. Again threat maintained. White is playing correctly. White is better. White has got a good position. Pin. So he takes it. Now queen into rook playable, but white will be better. Because after queen into rook, there are a lot of the rooks have no fight. Normally, two rooks are good against a queen, but the black rooks are not active. There is no fight. So this trading will be in favor of white. So he cannot take. So he comes here, unpinning the knight. Now threat of mate. So defense. How should white play now? A critical moment. Yes, yes, Subankar. The threat, because b5, you have to see always be alert about threats. Now, how should white play? You gave a mate threat, he defended the mate. What would you do? How white should continue now? You have to always see the radius of your pieces. I told you, every diagram you must see captures and checks. Mind should be fresh. This is so important for tactics and strategy both, and for both sides. You have to see for both sides, captures and checks. And that too, you should not calculate where is the capture, where is the check. It should come spontaneously. Like you are driving a car or a two-wheeler, you are not thinking, you are not looking around. Whatever comes on the way, you deal with it. So it should come spontaneously. Jitartha Bhatta, BD4, correct answer. The point is, now after BD4, Queen D4, the queen is watching the rook. So I can take that. So BD4 the correct answer. BD4 is the correct answer. Bishop into D4. Rook into. It's finished because now there is a check also. Knight check is threatened. So he has to move. Immediate threat is knight f6. And rook into rook is unplayable. Only move. But then knight. Still rook into rook is unplayable. So only check, but run out of checks. Now running out of checks. Lost. Okay, okay. 56. I don't think I will have time because I don't want to rush. I don't want to so cram with moves. So I could not complete how many games? How many games I could not complete? Two more games. It is interesting and I will discuss in detail. So tomorrow I would like to take off because my weekly off. I didn't take today because more players can go live. They can watch. So I will tomorrow is my weekly off. Thank you very much, friends. See you again later. Take care. Bye, everyone. Bye, Suvankar.